In this video, we're going to continue our look at emails with Python, and we're going to be learning how to attach files to our emails so we're sending attachments essentially. So what you need for this tutorial is to have watched the previous tutorial on sending emails on the channel, and you should then be able to have something like this, which we did last time, which sends a basic email. The only difference is from where we left off in that video, I believe, is I've just changed the recipient email to be a config in the config instead of in the code itself. So since we're sending an attachment, we're going to have to essentially reformat our email, and we'll be doing this using the format, the multi-purpose internet mail extension, or Mime. And yes, that format allows you to essentially build an email from parts. So you can have a part of text, and then you can have an attachment as well, and then you can have your subject and to and from, etc. And we're still using Gmail for this. So first we're going to need to import a few things from the email library. So we'll first import the Mime text. Okay, and then we will import my multipart. So let me just get that up. So it'll be Mime multipart, import Mime multipart. Okay, and the capitalization is important in these imports. So just make sure it's precisely what I'm typing here. So that'll be base, import Mime base. And finally, we'll need to import an encoder. So we'll do that, import encoders. So this function, that's going to stay the same for a bit now. And that stays the same for now. And then this bit here. So yes, we were making an email to advertise some offer from the restaurant. Now I've had to change the email because it got I think it got deleted or something like that. But anyway, so see this subject line here? We can leave that as is, and that can store our subject, okay? But this message variable, instead of having this as a string, what we're actually going to do is make a Mime object, okay? And this is going to form the base of our sort of email here. So this could be a Mime multipart, okay? And now we're going to fill out the details for, you know, who's sending it to and from, etc. So we'll do message, and then so in the message object we're going to edit the from variable here, and then we're going to set that to our email address that we're sending it from. Now of course you can have just the email as a string here, your email as a string here, if you're not deciding not to use the config file. I'm using the config file just for privacy, and then we're going to do R2, and that's going to be the same, although we're gonna make it recipient email. Alright, there we go. And then of course we have to attach our subject, so let's do that now. Cool, we've now got our subject, and we're going to set that to our subject variable. Okay, so the next thing then is our body of text. So what we were going to write in our actual email. So we're going to make a body, and we're just going to set that as a string, and we'll just say in our email, hello, this was sent using Python. Okay? And then what we want to do is attach that body of text to the email. So we'll do message.attach, and then we need to just say it's going to be mime text. Oh, yes, mime text, and see the way it's coming up payload there. That's what we're going to be sending. So the payload is essentially what's being sent. So in this case, we're sending the body, which is the string, and since it's just a simple string, we're just gonna state that it's like a simple string. We're gonna make it plain. Okay. Right. So now that we've essentially attached our who's it to, who's it from, subject, and then the body. Next thing we have to do then is process our attachment. So let's see. We will now, yes, we'll do the attachment now. So we'll do the file name. So I mean, you could send the email now, but it wouldn't have an attachment in it yet. So there isn't really much benefit to doing it, like this, unless you're going to be sending an attachment. Alright, so now we're going to do our our actual attachment. So I'm going to be sending a Word document this first time around, and I've got it in the directory of the actual Python file itself, so it's easy to access there. So I'm just going to say file name equals table.docx, okay? And then I'm going to say attachment, yes, equals open, and I'm going to open our file with file name there, okay, and we're going to have the open mode be RB. Okay, so we've opened our file, and essentially what we have to do is sort of encode it in base 64, and then encode the whole email in base 64, and that's why we had to import encoders at the start there. So let's just call this next bit a part, and we're going to say mime base brackets application, and then octet stream. Now don't worry about knowing what this does. Essentially what we're doing there is just saying what base we'd like our message to be encoded in there. Well, we're essentially saying what we want, what base we want the part to be encoded in, so that's why we're saying mime base that. But that's fine, don't worry about it. And then we're going to do part dot set. We're going to set underscore our payload. And again, there's that word payload again, so this is going to be what we're sending. And we're going to be sending our attachment. Okay, not the file name, the attachment. And that then is going to be .read there. You need a .read there with parentheses there. Okay. Alright. And now we do our encodings. We do encoders dot encode base 64 and the part. Okay. So we're encoding the Word document here. And then what we then need to do is just add a bit of like metadata, a header essentially. So what we're going to do is we're going to do part dot add underscore header, content dash disposition. Okay, and then we're going to have that as our, I'm going to have attachment now. Okay, and then we need a like a semicolon there. In fact, the string doesn't close there, so it's attachment, semicolon, and then our file name, and that equals space, and then close the string, because what you're actually going to do is add the file name variable there. So so what we're saying here, we're adding a header in the content disposition part of the header, and then we're saying well, the content disposition header is what we're adding to part there, and we're saying attachment, we're saying the file name equals, and then the actual file name which we stated at the which we defined here, which is called table doc. Okay, and then finally we can do message dot attach part. Pretty good, and then what we have to do is so we need to format the whole message. We just say text equals message dot as string, as string there, please. Thank you. Cool. So now that that's done, and we've got message as text there, what we want to do is call our send email function, right? So that's going to go up here, and it's going to try and do all the server stuff. Yes, and then connect with our email and password. If you've watched the previous video, you'd know all about that. But we're going to get rid of this message line here, because we've already made our message, so we don't need to make it in the actual function itself. So we'll delete that. Okay, and instead, so now this is complaining now that we've got no message here. Well, our whole entire message is now going to be as a string. It's going to be text here, so we're going to actually make this text here. Okay, and then that should be it. Which is good. Yeah, no, that sounds good, and all of that is working. So hopefully it now should run. So when we run attachments, it'll take a little while to connect to the Gmail servers, and then it says email sent. Now we've sent a Word document. So I wonder, will this come up here now? So if I refresh. Okay, nothing's arrived yet. So hopefully it might take a little while. Hopefully this will come in. Let me run it again, let's see. Email sent. Oh, there we go, okay. Just took a wee while there. Okay, so we've got our email here with our subject from our email, and then we've got our our body, and then our attachment, and our attachment contains the Word document here. Okay. I don't know why it took so long to send. I guess because we had to encode the attachment, etc. That might have had something to do with it. But that's fine. So now I'm going to show that it works with most types of files. So you could send a PDF, you could send an image, you could send an XML spreadsheet. So I'm going to do, just for this video, instead of going through every single one, I'll just do an image. So we'll do sample underscore image.jpg, and as you can see, that is also in the directory there. So when we run this, it's now going to choose the image instead of the Word document there, and then hopefully it should come in there. Okay, so I found where the email went. It went into my junk email folder for my Outlook, because I guess I was running it. Well, I'm not entirely sure why it's gone in the junk. But yes, I guess you just have to approve the email address itself to make sure that all the emails are, not going into the junk folder. But as you can see, we've got our image here, which we can, download and etc. And we've got this lovely string here as well. And I believe yes, there's the subject there. So everything's been sent. It's just gone into the junk email because I've not approved the Python email example, but that the Gmail account, but that's fine. But yes, no, that's how you send emails with attachments using Python. Thanks for watching.